You're born, and immediately the universe regrets it. Your mother, she didn't want you. The law doesn't recognize you. And your life, a non-stop humiliation reel waiting to happen. Most people have a normal entrance into the world. Your mother literally fled the country to erase you. That's right. Thelma Griffin took a one-way trip to Mexico for a quickie abortion.
But God had other plans, and you were born right there.
But you were too stubborn to die. So, against all odds, you forced your way into existence. And before your mom even had a second to process her regret, boom, you were born. Then what happened? Well, your mom smuggled you back into the US, didn't file the paperwork, never told you the truth, and just hoped for the best. Fast forward a few decades, and one random day, you suddenly find out
You're an illegal Mexican immigrant.
Holy crap!
You're not an American. Your 20-year marriage might not even be legal. You lose your job, and your family plunged into instant debt. Everything you ever thought about yourself, gone. Your entire identity shattered in one brutal moment. And that's just your origin story. From the moment you entered the world, you were destined to fail. And fail, you did, spectacularly. Every time you think you're in control, reality body slams you back down. Every time you think you're winning, the universe reminds you how stupid you actually are.
Nobody even saw us.
You're outsmarted by your own kids. You fight Santa Claus and lose. You get beaten senseless by Meg. You almost get replaced by a hologram version of yourself.
And once I finish you, they'll be all mine.
And today, we're going to break down the worst moments of your existence. The ones that prove, without a doubt, being Peter Griffin isn't just bad. It sucks to be born as Peter Griffin.
Everything's meant to be broken.
And if you need proof, let's talk about the moment that truly broke you, not the endless fights you had. No, this one hits deeper, because this time, you weren't fighting some outside force. No, Peter. This time, it was your own daughter.
You're all my now.
Let's be honest, you've been a horrific father. For years, you've mocked, ignored, and bullied Meg at every opportunity.
Peter, could you please pass the potatoes?
Ah, damn it, Meg!
You've called her names. You've humiliated her in front of the entire town.
Hey, Meg! Ah, man, I love how these kids celebrate these days.
You've literally forgotten she exists multiple times. And today, she's back to return the favor. It all starts with you doing what you do best, being an absolute moron. You're in your rodeo phase, because of course you are. And in classic Peter Griffin style, that means turning your own children into practice dummies. Most fathers take their kids to the park. You hog tie them like livestock, and you laugh. Because to you, it's hilarious. Oh, Peter, you should have enjoyed that last moment of power while it lasted. Because soon after, Meg goes to prison. Her crime? Dating an escaped convict. She got caught hiding him, and instead of rolling over, she took the fall.
Well, if you're taking him to jail, you have to take me too.
I know, that's the plan.
And when she comes back, she is not the same Meg.
I'm home. You're all my now.
The family freezes. And you? Oh, Peter, you should have run. She asks.
Who's the biggest, toughest guy in this house?
And you, being you, puff out your chest and say,
Well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I believe I hold the distinction of...
Before you even finish your sentence, Meg tackles you off the couch and starts beating the life out of you. You smash into the floor. The air leaves your lungs. Meg doesn't even give you a second to breathe. She pummels you, knocking out every single one of your teeth. The man who spent years saying,
Shut up, Meg!
is now a toothless, bloody mess. You lay there, dazed, humiliated, in complete disbelief. And Meg, your own daughter, leans over your broken body and whispers,
My house now,
You just got wrecked by your own daughter.
Now who's the funniest?
And in true Peter Griffin fashion, you try to crawl back to dignity. Lying on the floor, you weakly raise a hand and stammer,
I know my way around a joke.
You think, maybe if I crack a joke, I can get back in control. Meg's response? Some swift kicks to the face. Even Chris, your own son, who's as dumb as a rock, looks at you and says,
For God's sake, Dad, have some humility. It'll save your life.
You've been so thoroughly destroyed that your dim-witted son is giving you survival advice. How does it feel, Peter? You've bullied Meg for years, and now She's the top dog. She runs your house, and she's about to make your life a nightmare. From this moment on, Meg runs the Griffin household like a full-blown prison. And you're inmate number 1. Meg makes the rules. Meg decides what happens next. Meg decides how much you suffer. And the worst moment? The shower incident. One night, you're trying to forget this nightmare. You step into the shower, hoping for just a moment of peace. Then, you hear it. The shower curtain sliding open. You turn around and see Meg. You stand there, naked. You shriek,
Meg, what the hell are you doing in here?
her response.
Shower time.
You panic, you scream, you pray to every god you can think of, and then you start screaming even more.
Yeah, for me, not for... What are you doing with that loofah?
Don't worry about it.
Because whatever happens next with that loofah, it's not good. From outside the bathroom, we hear you wailing.
Ah! You told me not to worry about it! I should have been worried the whole time!
Imagine being so terrified of your own daughter that you never feel safe again, because that's where you are now. You're broken. What do you do after being absolutely humiliated in your own home? You do what you always do. You pretend none of it ever happened and immediately make things worse sometime later.
Look at you. You look like a half-empty toothpaste.
And what better way to do that than ruining everyone's favorite holiday, Christmas? All right, it's Christmas.
I sent the wrong picture to Walgreens.
A time for joy, family, and oh wait, you ruined it again because you just couldn't help yourself. Most people look at Christmas and think, how can I make this a special day for my family? You look at this peaceful, happy moment and think, how can I absolutely destroy this? And then you spot it. Lois's priceless antique dining table, a family heirloom passed down for generations, a delicate, irreplaceable piece of history. And your brain, after years of beer-induced damage, goes, dude, that would make an awesome sled. Ignoring your wife, you haul that massive wooden table up a hill, and you force your kids and Brian to come with you. Because why should they have a say in their own survival? Then you launch. Full speed, you're flying down the hill, laughing like an idiot, while everyone else is holding on for dear life. And then crash. The heirloom shattered into 1,000 pieces. Brian face planted into the snow. Chris landed on his head. Meg got yeeted into a tree like a crash test dummy. And you stand up, brush yourself off, and proudly say, wow, that was awesome. Let's do it again. Lois is seething. To make it up to Lois, you take the family to the mall. And this is where things go from bad to catastrophic.
Oh, shoot! Your shoot! It's your shoot!
At the mall, you stumble into your next opportunity for chaos. The mall Santa? Gone. Apparently, the guy drank himself into a coma. Very festive. And instead of letting someone qualified handle it, you do what you always do. You make it about you. Now, you're Santa. For 2 whole minutes, you actually pretend to be responsible. Then, the power of the suit gets to your head.
I'm Santa Claus. In this suit, I'm like a god.
You skip food court lines. You steal free snacks. You flirt with every single mom in sight.
I lost my virginity to this song.
Oh, and let's not forget, your horrific Santa advice to children. A little kid sits on your lap and says,
And I want a tricycle, and a pony, and an American Girl doll, and a drone with a camera, and a gun that fires.
Ho, ho, ho.
and you, half drunk on free eggnog, respond,
All right, now go pick up your picture. And before you go crying to your mom, that's my cell phone you're feeling.
Merry Christmas, Griffin family. And just when you think you're getting away with it, guess who shows up? That's right, the real Santa Claus. Santa finds you immediately, probably by following the trail of destruction and eggnog stains. And he's pissed. He tells you,
You're not hearing me. Stop wearing that suit. Or else. Or else what? Or else I will put you at the top of my naughty list.
now, any normal person would apologize. You laugh in Santa's face. You refuse to give up the role. In fact, you go full war mode and decide you need to beat Santa at his own game.
You know, you're not talking to a little kid anymore, so get the hell out of my face, Santa. I like this suit, and I'm keeping it.
And what's your brilliant idea? Stealing one of Santa's reindeer. Do you stop and think, hey, maybe this is a bad idea? No. You kidnap a reindeer from a local farm, and shocker, it immediately backfires.
Santa, he messes with me, I mess with him. That's why I replaced one of his flying reindeer with an ordinary non-magical one.
The reindeer loses its damn mind. It kicks you in the face. Then it crashes through the roof of your own house.
You know, I think this year is gonna be the best.
Yay, free horse!
And guess where it lands? Right on your brand new dining table. The same table you just bought to replace the one you destroyed earlier. Now, your roof has a giant hole. Your new table, gone. Christmas dinner, a complete disaster. And you're standing in the wreckage, wondering what went wrong? Santa has had enough. And instead of giving you coal, he goes nuclear. He hunts you down outside the Drunken Clam, and, without warning, he takes off his leather belt and strangles you. Imagine the scene. Soft snowfall, Christmas lights twinkling, families enjoying their evening, and right in the middle of it, Santa Claus choking you out in the street. Santa leans in and growls,
You better watch out.
Peter, you're literally about to be murdered by Christmas itself. And that's when you finally tap out. Gasping for breath, you admit defeat. Santa lets you go. Then, as one final insult, he reaches into his sack and hands you a crusty old Penthouse magazine. Apparently, it's an issue you lost in the woods as a kid.
With Vanessa Williams and George Burns on the cover?
Santa's been holding on to it this whole time. Congratulations, Peter. You just got your ass kicked by Santa Claus.
That was the Christmas I would never forget. Until I went home and had like 50 beers and did forget. But only after I screamed myself into a blackout while my whole family held me down.
So, Peter, what do you do after getting humiliated by your own daughter, ruining Christmas, and nearly getting strangled to death by Santa Claus? Do you reflect? Try to make things right? Of course not. You go so far that you actually replace yourself.
What the hell?
Welcome to Halloween, a high-tech nightmare. It's Halloween in Quahog. Normal parents, they're helping their kids pick out costumes, carving pumpkins, and enjoying the holiday. You're too lazy to exist, because instead of participating in life, you come up with the most idiotic shortcut possible. See, you got your hands on a new device that can create interactive holograms. A normal person might think, cool, I can use this for entertainment or work. You immediately abuse it for maximum laziness.
Can I have it?
I'm afraid not. It's my only one.
Maybe there are other arrangements we can make?
Your brilliant plan? You create a holographic clone of yourself to do all your household chores.
Come upstairs, Peter. I need you to put the 2 small slip covers on the hard-to-grip couch pillows.
Yeah, you can start by handling that.
While you spend the next 3 days getting blackout drunk at the Drunken Clam. And honestly, at first, it works perfectly. Your hologram, let's call him Hollow Peter, is like you, but better. He cooks, he cleans, he actually listens to the kids. Basically, he does everything you refuse to do.
Teach Stewie what sound the cow makes. It's moo. Quack is duck.
You've pulled off the ultimate lazy man's heist. You're getting all the credit for being a great husband and father, while you're completely wasted at a bar. After 3 days of non-stop drinking, you finally stumble home, and you walk straight into your worst nightmare. The house? Spotless. Dinner on the table. The kids? Smiling. Lois? Making out with Hollow Peter on the couch. Peter, you've just been cuckolded by yourself. Your own family prefers fake you over real you. And honestly, we get it. Hollow Peter is kind, helpful, a functioning human being. And worst of all, he even flosses his teeth. That's right, the fake you has better hygiene than you. And then it gets worse.
What the hell? No one kisses my wife except begrudgingly me. It's time for Hologram Peter to go back inside the machine where he came from.
You panic. You try to shut him down, but Hollow Peter just looks you dead in the eyes and says,
Because they're my family now.
Congratulations, Peter. You just got replaced by yourself.
Well, a joke's on you. When you first got here, I sent a letter to the FBI because I knew something like this might happen.
Is it bad?
Before you can even process this psychological nightmare, Hollow Peter locks you in the basement. You are now a prisoner in your own home. Meanwhile, upstairs, your family doesn't even notice the switch at first. It's only after 3 days of Peter not doing anything stupid that Lois finally stops and goes.
Peter, I need to go downstairs. I left a lame excuse on the stove.
Okay, but be careful. I just mopped the kitchen floor.
And that's when the true horror kicks in, because by now, Hollow Peter is fully self-aware, and his new goal, eliminate you.
Going somewhere, family?
Yes, your own laziness just led to a full-blown robot uprising. Great job. Eventually, you break out of the basement, and that's when it happens. The ultimate fight, you versus you, and somehow you're losing. Turns out, Hollow Peter has all your strength, but none of your weaknesses. So now, you're desperately flailing at yourself, screaming, "Give me back my life." And honestly, for the first time ever, we're actually rooting for you. Because if you lose this fight, your family gets permanently stolen by a hologram. And yet, you still can't win. It takes Stewie, a toddler, to step in and save your pathetic life.
Wait, Brian, there are other kinds of electricity. By simply rubbing my feet on the carpet, I may be able to generate enough static electricity to do the job.
It's working! Quick, everyone, hold hands! We have to reach Peter! Lois, use your toe!
I haven't had a pedicure in 4 weeks!
Just do it! We won't look!
Ew. With one touch, he fries Hollow Peter's circuits. Hollow Peter glitches out, disintegrates, and dies. And you collapse to the floor, burnt, exhausted, and absolutely traumatized. Your entire existence is one long, painful, self-inflicted nightmare. Every terrible thing that happens to you, it's your fault. You bullied your daughter for years, so she came back from prison and turned you into her personal punching bag. You tried to be the hero at Christmas, and Santa Claus strangled you in the street. You made a hologram to be lazy and almost lost your entire family to a digital version of yourself. This isn't bad luck. This is karma. Karma wrapped in humiliation, served on a silver platter. Being Peter Griffin, it's like being the punchline of a cruel joke that the universe won't stop telling. Every time you think you're winning, life body slams you back to reality. Every time you get a little power, someone, Meg, Santa, or even a computer program, reminds you just how weak and useless you really are. And the worst part, you never learn. You never grow. You're stuck on a hamster wheel of failure. You wake up every day thinking you're the main character, but in reality, you're the clown, and no one, not even your own family, respects you. Lois literally told you to your face that your hologram was a better man than you.
And from now on, I'll try to be half as good as hologram me was.
Oh, but don't you see, Peter? The hologram was you. He was just the best version of you. You can get there. It'll just take work.
No, the deal was I promised to be half as good as a fake thing.
All right, just do that.
No promises.
Meg made you fear for your life in your own home. Santa Claus physically assaulted you for being too annoying. That's your life, Peter. One embarrassment after another. In the Griffin family theme song, they sing, "Lucky there's a family guy." But Peter, if you're you, that luck is all bad. Because while the audience get to laugh at your stupidity, you have to live it. You wake up every day with the bruises, the broken bones, the humiliation. You live in a house where no one respects you. You keep making the same dumb mistakes until the end of time. And no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you will never be anything more than the guy people laugh at. That, Peter Griffin, is why it truly sucked to be born as you.